The Chicago Bulls wasn't playing around when they started to make moves. Late last night, the Chicago Bulls traded Dalen Terry for Guerschon Yabusele. We got a big man? Hold on. And should we expect the unexpected with the NBA trade deadline just coming later today? Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down, bringing you the latest regarding your Chicago Bulls. So if you're tuned in, ready to see if the Chicago Bulls are going to continue to make some moves or even just want to talk Bulls basketball, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, last night, the Chicago Bulls decided in the wee hours of the night, they decided to make some moves. And that move included Dalen Terry for Guerschon Yabusele. Excuse me if I'm screwing up the last name. From the New York Knicks, though, there is no other assets attached to this trade. It's just a clear player swap. Dalen Terry is now on an expired contract, and we'll see what happens for the young man moving forward. But the Chicago Bulls get a quote-unquote big man in Yabusele, and this is a guy that kind of fell out of the rotation for the New York Knicks. And it is already making its way around that the Chicago Bulls are indeed planning on playing Guerschon in some games for the Chicago Bulls this season. When it comes down to Dalen Terry, hey, my young bull Crash Bandicoot, I can't even hold you, bro. Hey, go out there and do your thing, bro. It didn't work out with the Chicago Bulls, but go and do your thing, bro. He was always a guy that went out there and worked hard, played hard. You seeing him go out there, and he has a number of things that he can get better in, but some things that are, that he has in his tool bag that hopefully will help him continue to grow throughout his NBA career as a young fellow. Did not work out with the Chicago Bulls, but it does not mean you can't find your way somewhere else. And hell, you getting looked out of, you getting a solid too. Whether you go out there and get a bunch of minutes or no minutes, you're going to be around some winnings. You're going to be around some winning. I ain't even going to lie. You're going to be in a better situation with a calmer mind around the New York Knicks than the Chicago Bulls. You get to go over there and chill out a little bit and not have to hear your head coach talk about people loving each other like this is the next coming of Flavor of Love. We don't want to hear that. But for the Chicago Bulls, when it comes to getting Guerschon, hey, we'll see what happens. But this is a player that the Chicago Bulls traded for. And Yabusele, he signed a 2-year deal last year with the New York Knicks. So he has he signed for this contract and has a player option for next season. This is a guy that comes in and he had, was drafted at first, spent some time in the league, and then he went overseas to get his career back on track, and he also played on the French national team in 2024. In 41 games this season, he averaged 2.7 points and 39% shooting from the field and 29% shooting from the three. Hey, y'all, can y'all believe Dalen Terry was shooting 41% from the three? Huh? I missed that one. I ain't gonna lie. See, I don't be capping to y'all. I be keeping it real, and I don't try to blow smoke up people's ass, act like I know everything. But I ain't see Dalen Terry averaging 41% from the three. I was like, hold on, what? Is this real? So shout out to Dalen Terry. Hey, go out there and get your stuff right, man. I ain't mad at it. The Chicago Bulls, they elected to go with this deal. If anybody was expecting the Chicago Bulls to get a second-round pick back for Dalen Terry, you are not being realistic, in my personal opinion. We know Dalen Terry has DNPs all throughout the seasons that he's been here. We know that he has minimal playing time, and just to flip it for anybody was shocking. Not even gonna lie to you. Now, I know there's gonna be somebody like, but man, we can't trade Patrick Williams. You damn skipping, we can't trade Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is making $18 million a year, and he still has years left on his contract. Nobody's gonna absorb that contract. Maybe next year, or maybe in the last year as a salary dump. He's gonna be here for some time. We guys well go ahead and get it through our heads right now at the end of the day. But hey, okay, trade. Not nothing that really moves me, but the Bulls clearly are getting people out of here, and this is what we asked for, right? We asked for changes. Here's all the changes. Maybe it's too late, but at the end of the day, this is what we all asked for. Majority of us is to get new faces in here, give us a new set of guys in here, give us a new set of guys that we can go out there and evaluate and hopefully see who can stay and who can go as we continue to move this thing forward. I don't necessarily know if the unexpected is coming, but we shall see. Now, that's the big question. Before we get up out of it, I want to talk about, do we expect the unexpected? Should we expect the unexpected ahead of the NBA trade deadline? The Chicago Bulls have a number of players that they can move off of to go out there and try to acquire a bigger name. Will they go out there and try to acquire a bigger name? You know what I'm saying? Zion Williamson has been one guy that has constantly been making his rounds right here for the Chicago Bulls and Bulls Nation. We heard Giannis Antetokounmpo again. I don't think that's happening. But then at the end of the day, what are the Chicago Bulls gonna do? You have an Anthony Simons that you can include in trade talks. You have a Colin Sexton that you can include in trade talks. You know what I mean? You have a number of guards on this team that, but I guess you just got rid of three of them. You got rid of Dalen Terry, if we considering him a guard, but Kobe White and Mike Conley, you got rid of two, accepted two. What's that plan gonna look like? I don't necessarily expect the unexpected. I'd rather be surprised than try to go out there and predict something. Well, I'm just gonna let the Chicago Bulls continue to do what they do. Hopefully they in the building right now, picking up the phone, making some calls, trying to go out there and continue to build out this team. We have not seen, I think Anthony Simons and Jaden Ivey are the two big, quote unquote, big names as of right now. Colin Sexton is a guy I'm not really fond of. I do know he will come in and play extremely hard for the Chicago Bulls when given the opportunity. But at the end of the day, if there's anybody out there thinking that we're gonna go and get Zion, I say it's slim to none. It's Giannis. I don't think that's absolutely in the picture. But hey, what do I know? I didn't expect AK to go out there and make all these damn moves. But hey, y'all make sure y'all tune in for the rest of the day, because once we hear more news, I'll be right back up here, man. I'm doing a short video just to kick off the deadline day, but y'all make sure y'all stay in tune. We're going to go ahead and get this thing rocking and rolling. And who knows, man? And the crazy thing is the Chicago, do they play today? I think they do play today. The Chicago Bulls play later today. So who they going to have out on the floor is a major question. The Chicago Bulls, they play the Toronto Raptors later today at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we shall see what transpires ahead of the NBA trade deadline. Regardless of it, most of these guys that we traded for, or who are we about to trade for, hopefully, we won't see them tonight anyway. But hey, that is it for me today. Make sure you got your notification bell on, because hopefully it's about to be a wild, good day. We'll see what happens. But hey, that is it for me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.